Hey everyone, welcome back to another Stock Market Open live stream. Well, we have some interesting quick little rundowns on data this morning. You've got retail sales that beat because of autos. Autos in October beat retail sales. Now that was really interesting. I don't know if just like October was just exciting for people, and this is like that. It somewhat feels like that last hurrah where people are like, I still got some money left. Let me just get one more nice thing before we go into a recession, and so retail sales beat because of autos. You've also seen import-export prices nudge up a little bit. You've seen CPI, PPI nudge up a little bit, and these are short-term little fluctuations that are sending this signal to the Federal Reserve that, well, I guess we need to go a little slower and we are in no rush. I mean, think about the Fed's sort of how should I argue it? The Fed's like, it looks like they're looking at a Rorschach test, and they are the greatest flip-floppers. I mean, think about for a moment the Fed. Okay, so look at the Fed. Fed in the summer, no cut, right? June, July, nothing. Okay, Fed in September. We must cut by 50 because of data. Then Fed in, the November meeting here. 25, but we're going to go slow and are in no hurry. So it's sort of like we went from like, nah, bro, we ain't cutting. Oh man, we need to do 50, bro. We're behind. 25, maybe even skip a meeting here. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like, come on, Fed. Like, so some of the fluctuations we might be seeing in just market pricing right now are just sort of reacting to this sort of whipsawing of the flip-flopping of the Fed. And in my opinion, this is actually bad. The reason this is bad is because you have financial conditions have loosened, right? Because of the stock market. Stocks are part of financial conditions. So financial conditions have loosened because stocks up. But financial conditions have tightened via yields, right? Mortgage rates, auto rates, etc. So now, which is also interesting that autos somewhat beat expectations there on retail sales. But now what you do is you're basically saying we only have about a 50-50 shot of a rate cut in December. Now 50-50 rate cut chance of 25 in December. So basically the market's only pricing in 12.5, right? So now financial conditions are looser because of the stock market, so looser, but way tighter because of the bond market. Well, what happens if stocks have a little bit of a profit-taking sell-off? Well, then financial conditions tighten in the stock market and yields are high. You have the recipe for a crushing financial market, which, in my opinion, induces layoffs and then a recession, right? So basically, the only thing propping us up right now are stocks. I'll write that down. The only thing propping us up right now are stocks. If we lose stocks, we have falling stocks, which creates fear, and high yields, and a slow Fed. It's the perfect setup for recessionary data in Q1. Potentially, it could be wrong, and then rapid cuts from the Fed. Oops. I guess we'll see. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of the sticky wikis here. So as you can see, the Qs have sort of lost some of their uptrend, and we do have this uptrend line, the blue here. That was 510. We have now lost that. We're sitting at 504, and I believe if this accelerates today, we're actually probably going to go to 493. 493 is in play today. The only thing I'm bullish on is end phase, and that's because I think is absent a market correction. I think they have just created their floor, I'm going to make a fundamental analysis video probably in a few hours just to put together my thoughts on it. But I think this is an easy retrace back to 75 and maybe even 100. But of course, that's absent like a market correction. If the market corrects, then this is just going to go in the poop too. You did have AST provide a greater loss yesterday than expected. Oklo delayed some of their timeframes for their speculative nuclear SPAC. What a surprise. They don't have technology. And there's more dilution. And then Applied Materials also missed on guidance only by a little over 1%. It was like 1.2%. But in artificial intelligence, markets are so freaking high that you want to be in a place where you're always beating. Like right now, when NVIDIA reports earnings, markets expect them to beat by 8% every time, over and over and over again. So that's very important. Somebody here, it looks like a lot of you got the alpha report. That's great. If you're having trouble getting it, just make sure you just sign up again. Just make your life easy. Go to meetkevin.com /alpha. And then when you're there, you could go down here to the join for free. US and Canada, you can now get text messages with the alpha report and email. If you're outside the US or Canada, click right here. Okay, good. So let's see. Then Bitcoin's bobbing around 90K. I'm going to watch this. Tesla slightly green today. Want to see what direction we go at the open. Very important that we go retest 318, because if we sell off at the open, 295 is coming. And so, I hate to sound like sort of the bear that says that, but I think that's what we're up against. So what else? Apple has been sort of a little bit of a, Apple's been sideways for 6 months, folks. 6 freaking months it's been sideways. NVIDIA hasn't done much since the summer high. It's gone up a bit. Palantir's got 3% on it today. A lot of red, though. Lots and lots of red today. So we'll see. We got the bell in a couple minutes here, and we'll see how things go. Solar, sun runs up. Let's see here. Ubiquity down 1.5. No like big runner today, huh? This is like the highest up is like GameStop at 2.4%. I remember in the alpha report, I sent out a ping when this was like $24, and I'm like, hey, this is trying to run to 30. Volatility is very low. Someone here says, what about Rocket Mortgage? The 10-year seems to be maxing out. I totally agree. I think that it's possible the mortgage companies, which are currently trading at Q2 lows, which were second wave of inflation fears. I actually think this is like a bargain right now to get into mortgages, because you're at second wave of inflation fears when the economy was strong. So strong economy, second wave of inflation fears. Here, I don't have second wave of inflation fears, and you have weak economy, which both of those beget substantially lower rates. Well, I think we'll see this running. I think mortgage companies, ironically, could be some of the best performing assets next year. And that's why I keep buying them. So, yeah. Tesla's valuation is high, but yes, Tesla has robotics. You're right.
I mean, my God, they can buy so many companies. If they don't want to use leverage, they can buy even more. It's amazing, and I think it's an interesting question.
Right. I think that if you decide to buy what Buffett buys, you took a hit on Ulta. I mean, when I was at Ulta, you have to buy Ulta based on the fundamentals. So, but I have to do a lot of work with Domino's, and I think Russell's got a plan to turn it. I think he's doing very well. He's lowered some prices. He's giving you some good deals. Russell is, I think, banking on a very big turn, and so much.
Let's get the opening bell on the CNBC Real-Time Exchange. At the big board, it's real estate investment trust Vertiv. At the NASDAQ, it is the Hackett Group, a consulting firm focused on Gen AI and business.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so we just got industrial production. These numbers are all basically at expectations. All right, let's just get to looking at what's going on with the sticks. Enphase is up about 2% right now, though trying to figure out a direction here. Tesla is still in sort of bleed mode right now, trying to get a green candle here. Q's, same thing. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Let's see here. Bitcoin. Okay. Aren't really doing anything here. Redfin's down to 80 bips. A lot of red, man. It's just like an ocean of red right now. Is anything actually moving up? Microsoft's trying to move up. MicroStrategy's trying to move up. Oh, wow. MSTRX dropped to 90 bucks. Nvidia's down 1.5. Wow. Is Palantir holding on to its move at all? Palantir. Yeah, it is. Palantir's moving. Tesla's moving. Enphase moving. I'm trying to put our greens up at the top. Disney's moving. Got a couple percent on Diz. Volatility pretty high on Diz, but just not very desirable to sell options on it right now. Mostly because it seems like Tesla just popped 1%. It's got to get to 318, and that's what I wrote in the alpha this morning today. I actually think it will hit 318 today. But let me see here. Metcalf alpha. I want to put that. Okay, yeah. All right. I can never remember. Oh, there it is. Just for those of you who, for whatever reason, I just see like very few of you, but like I don't know, every like 10th comment I see about the alpha report, I see somebody say I didn't get it. So, which is a problem. We want to deal with that. But out of respect for you, I'm just going to get you a way to get it. So, okay, I went ahead and posted it. I really got to stop doing this, but I went ahead and posted it over at ehack.com. So it's at the top there now. Alpha briefing 11/15/24. So there you go. You can click the link. It's just at the top. Okay, Disney's got a nice little push here. Palantir 5%, really good. Enphase 3%, also very nice. And it just feels like it keeps going here. Got a little bit of that rebound on Tesla, which is great, but the Qs are not happy. So it's actually green energy that's doing really well. So somebody says they're just trolling. They all got it. Thank you for the free alpha. You got it. Yeah. You know, I love about this group is everybody's a cynic. Everyone, all y'all, you old jadeds. But honestly, it's a good thing. I mean, that's you kind of like your reaction to most things when you hear it at first should be bull crap. You know, so I mean, I don't like that. So yeah. Okay. All right. What else we got going on here? Let's see here. Tesla won 4 Qs. It's so interesting seeing this. Enphase, Tesla, Palantir, Disney running, but the Qs slipping. Enphase has probably the lowest float out of all of these. So Enphase stock, I think the order book is very thin. It's only an $8 billion. Like I know $8 billion is a lot, but for Enphase, only $8 billion. It's crazy. Whereas Tesla stock, you know, you're like almost $1 trillion company on Tesla. And then Disney's over 120 billion dollars. And then Palantir is $141 billion. So like Enphase is a little baby out of all of these. Oh, Disney's 200. Wow, they got expensive. And at the same time, the Qs are tanking. This is crazy. Oh, wow. Look at Oklo. Oklo, the speculation has faded down 17%. Space Mobile, 17%. Qs dropping like a rock, 1.3. Bitcoin's dropping as well. Bonds a little soft as well again. Still, you're like there's a range here. I call it the 90.65 to the 80. I think it's 89.65. It's a $1 range. I should actually just put the line. But this seems to be what I'm going to call the Powell range. So we'll see if that ends up being true. But that's what I've just seen over the last few weeks is that we've been dancing around in this. And there we go. I'm curious if we hold it. See this? Look at that Powell range. How nice is that? You know, with the exception of that little 10 cents over there, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And it shows you. Let's see here. If I go on the day chart, it shows you how after we lost the uptrend, We went to right here. This is the Q1 fear of a second wave of inflation, the overblown fear, and then we came right back. It's not perfect, but you know, it's what I'm watching. Okay, so Qs keep selling down. Look at that. Down, down, down into the crappers. Yeah, you're down. I mean, you're about to lose 500. It's so what's losing so much that's actually in the Nazis, in the Nazi Dazies. What do we got here? Let's see. Where are the big boys? Let's just sort by market cap. Okay. Oh, it's Nvidia. Nvidia down 2%, Apple down 1%, Microsoft down 1.7, Amazon's down 2.8. Amazon's down 2.8 on well, I guess retail sales only beat because of autos. But look at Tesla's giving it up. Tesla's only up 70 basis points right now. The highest segments, the highest market cap companies are falling. In AMD down 2.3, Netflix is falling 1%. Home Depot's up nothing, basically. Broadcom, TSM, Caterpillar, Qualcomm, Uber's up. Palantir's. Let me see why Palantir is running like this. Let's find out. All right, come here. Big red candlestick there on Tesla. Palantir. Oh, yeah, you had the new. Oh, yeah. Okay. So basically, yesterday, there was an announcement that Palantir is trying to move over to, well, they're moving over to NASDAQ. Okay. This potentially makes them eligible for NASDAQ 100 entry. And so people are going nuts over that. That's going to be this is a short lived uptrend, in my opinion. Likely, so I'm going to write this down. Likely short lived uptrend of momentum following announcement that Palantir moved from NYSE to NASDAQ, which may make it eligible for NASDAQ 100, NDX, QQQ inclusion. There we go. Yeah, but stuff like that is usually it's like stock splits or, you know, index inclusions or whatever. These are usually short-lived. But hey, I mean, good for Palantir. I mean, it's great. 6.5% now. It's fantastic. So I mean, good for them. All right, what else here? Space Mobile trying to recover. Bonds or not, that's for sure. Yeah, Apple now dropping. MicroStrategy. Let's hit a little bit of a ceiling here. Nvidia's trying to recover now. Yeah, look at that. Little Nvidia recovery here. Rocket Lab Hood all of a sudden down 2.6%. Yelp is positive. Let's go. Oh, whoa.
Lost the lead.
Tesla loses the lead. Enphase still at 3%. Palantir 6%. Disney 2.9%. Oh, Tesla starting. No, you're supposed to go to 218, bro. What is this? Come on, look how close you got, bro. Look how close, man. I said you were going to go to 318 today. What the hell?
GM, you will see the power of a buyback versus a dividend. The dividend does not cut it versus a buyback when it comes to the autos.
Another good chart on that front. Take a look at give me like a 5-year Walmart, Jim. Today, Jeffries goes to 100.
Right.
This stock is up 60% for the year. And you can see where it really inflected at the beginning, or December of last year.
Look, and that's when they made a decision. Look, we're going to have the cheapest food, but not sacrifice some quality. They went $5. $5 seems to be the amount.
Oh, nice. Did you know says, nice call, Kevin. You said close to 318, bought puts for 295 and made double my money. Let's freaking go, dude. What a trade. Let's go. Somebody says, why don't you interview people anymore? I'm going to interview someone about the economy next week. I think it'll be a fun interview, so we'll do that. Somebody says Super Micro's running. Tesla's coming back. Gain the lead. And Palantir is almost at 7%. Supermicro's up 1.8%. Okay, NASDAQ trying to recover. Let's go. Somebody says shorting Palantir. I mean, the valuation is insane. Palantir is great in terms of big data and artificial intelligence. The valuation has gotten way ahead of itself, but it's a great company. Yeah, it does make you wonder what, how long they can keep their sort of their moat. Obviously, they've got a lot of data, and the bulls don't want to hear that, and that's fine. Like I do think they have a massive moat. I just do wonder, like, what happens as the LLMs start getting internalized, and companies are like, you know what, I'm just not going to use any third-party software, and everybody just sort of builds purpose-built, which I suppose Palantir could do as well. On-prem, here, we'll give you our tech, you guys keep all the data. But then other companies are going to be able to do that as well. So that removes, what I'm saying is that removes the data moat. Then it just comes down to who has the best product, which is what it should be. And I'm curious. I do think they have a very natural lead, though, because they, they've been doing big data since before AI was cool. So pretty crazy. Pretty good thing. Now, so let's see here. Somebody says, I miss Mrs. Southern. She's in trouble. Is she in trouble? I feel like, isn't she always in trouble? She's a very, very smart person. Let's see here. Training requires a lot of NVIDIA GPUs, which I'm okay with. Let's go. The Hudsons, 5K watching and 250K likes. You guys are lazy. Don't appreciate Kevin. Oh, well. Put Sarah on already. I have DM'd her like a million times. At this point, she's gonna block me for like being a stalker. You ever heard of Axon? Isn't that the body cam company? So all right. So still lagging here, folks. Look at this. Look at the Qs. You're almost down 1.5. You're about to lose 500. This is not good. Not good.
Reaming spree. Fetch me.
Let's see what happens. Okay. Let's see here. What else? Yeah, I can't understate how, or I can't overstate how bad it is that yields up is not bullish for the economy. Yield, like I kind of think about it like this, okay? So you go on a roller coaster, right? Like, okay, all right. Here's my bond thesis, okay? And I don't mean James Bond, but this is my bond market thesis, okay? So you walk up to a chair and you sit into it. And this is you buying, TLT at $100 like a dumbass. Okay. And then you're like, all right, I'm ready. And they're like, are you sure you're ready? You're like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, all right. And then all of a sudden your chair leans back a little bit and it goes click, 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 click. And it's sort of like, it's like, oh no, TLT is going down, but what, like I'm losing money and my train cart's like on some kind of a chain, here or whatever ramp. Click, 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 and we are just basically going to the top of the biggest roller coaster ever, and yields are about to go whee. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, that's my analogy for what's going on with high yields right now. Okay, what else? I don't know. Bitcoin wants to bounce back a little bit. Okay. Somebody says, I sold Baba yesterday. Thank God. Oh no, what happened to Baba? Alibaba. Welcome back to the hotel. Alibaba Casino. Isn't that what he says? I don't know. Let's go over here.
What do you think of Elon Musk building a data center in Memphis that quickly?
I
for
could
the
say
biggest supercomputer in the world.
I'm a big fan of Elon's. I don't know him, but I just think he is remarkable.
Right.
Absolutely remarkable.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the Patriots? Not
There's
remarkable.
always next year. Everybody has to go through rebuilding. I'm a big fan of the Crafts, the Patriots, the Celtics, who you don't want to talk about.
No. But
Oh, yeah.
so
Bruins, Red Sox.
Boring. Here. Everybody should. Oh, that's bad. That's bad echo. Hold on, I can fix that. There we go. You know, if we want to watch something more entertaining, what are these sounds of? Let's all go chime in here. Oh, dude, that blew up my ear. This guy's streaming right now. Should all go say hi to him. We love you. Dude, I wanna just play Rust. This is freaking awesome. He's the day 2 a wipe. This guy's name is Jewer, his channel. I don't know if he's Jewish or not. I don't know if it matters. But he's really good, dude. This guy's got like 25,000 hours in this game. And yeah, this guy crushes. Dude, it is what is it? It's 6:47 in the morning here, man. Holy smokes. Flair comes in, says buy Tesla. Let's go. Let's go. So I'm gonna make sure to like his video. We are here to buy Tesla. Oh, dude, Tesla's 318. No freaking way. The alpha report strikes again. No way. It literally happens again. No way. I love, look at this. Mike James, Meet Kevin sent me. Smash likes, says straight to lash. Oh, he's a member of the channel over here too. Cody. Let's go. Oh, make sure to subscribe. How was I not subscribed on this? Oh, maybe I was subscribed on a different channel. Selling Palantir in a year, says someone. Buy Taiwan semi. Lulz. Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, let's dude, look at this though. This is freaking amazing. This is literally what was written in the alpha report this morning. Let's freaking go. Come on, baby. So Super Micro's up 1.5. Palantir's 7 and kind of keeps going. Enphase is bobbing around 2%. But this run here by Tesla, this is great. Because it's really important for holding this. So yeah, absent big Reddit open, I think Tesla will retest 318.62. Yep. And we did. We literally did. Yep. That's crazy. That is crazy. Now, we did have some red, but I don't think this is like dramatic. You know, it's sort of, this has been sort of just a slow bleed in the open, and you're actually recovering now. Look at that. Q's recovering. This is turning bullish. Tesla's got to hold that line. Alibaba, 3%. Coin's running too. Actually, in the alpha report, I wrote down that coin volatility is very high right now, and Tesla volatility is elevated. Yeah, make sure you're getting this report if you haven't yet. Remember, it's meetkevin.com/alpha. It's free. I mean, today it was a 3-pager. You know, it's not a long read though. There's just not a lot of text. You know, I just space it out a little better. And so if you go check that out, it's I think a very, very casual read to get your day started. So look at this though. This is like, honestly, folks, you know, the colors of my new lines are all about the World of Warcraft colors, right? So everything's about World of Warcraft around here. So the World of Warcraft rarity colors are, wait. Hold on a second. Should I get it? Hold on. It's funny. I mean, this has been sitting here. And I was supposed to open this days ago. All right, let's see here. I was supposed to open this days ago. But anyway, what I wanted to say is the World of Warcraft colors. This is like the, the more trash color. So we're going to actually upgrade this. After this perfection, I'm going to go straight to purple here. Because I think now all of a sudden that 318 became a pretty powerful line. So we'll watch that, but it's doing very well. Okay, so in this here box that I got from Germany, let's open it together. You know what I really should be doing is I should be using that sick pocket knife that person sent me. Somebody sent me a little pocket knife with Meet Kevin on it, and it says next. It's sort of like, I'm gonna stab you next. All right, but this is since we're talking about World of Warcraft. Oh, Tesla's now sitting on the line. Let's go. Let's go. Look at that. Okay. This is all European newspaper. This is weird. Whew. Oh boy. Let's see. How do I do this? Oh, that's pretty sick. Holy smokes. That's really cool. Okay, hold on a sec. Where the... Well, this part alone doesn't make sense yet. So you just have to piece it together. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh. Who knows what this is from? Oh. Oh my gosh. This is sick. And then look at this. It pieces together with this. And then you get, you got to stick it together and kind of glue it together. And then it has another half on the other side. This is, dude, look at the detail on that. That's nice. Damn. That's cool. Oh, yep, there's a little piece here I'll have to glue back together. That's the problem with 3D printed stuff is, 3D printed stuff breaks pretty easily. But you kind of just come to expect that 3D printed stuff is going to crack. So you just glue it together. But because you just hang it on a wall. And so I'm going to hang it up. And that's pretty sick. And I'll probably glue it together or whatever. I'm just like, dude, look how sick that looks. Look at that color cut. That is sick. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Very nice. Yes, bring the color back, please. Somebody says, Hallo aus Zurich. Ah, wie geht's? Okay, cool. Somebody says, dude, I sold drugs in high school. None of this nerdy shit. All right, boys and girls, there it is. 318. It was in the alpha report. We've been talking about it for days. Now we're literally consolidating at it. How much more of an invitation do we need to respect and trust the lines? Anyway, Palantir now consolidating at about 63. Enphase is also consolidating. It's at 65. Honestly, it's probably unless there's a larger market correction, it's probably a floor for it. But give it a week. I think this sucker runs up to 75. I mean, no guarantees, obviously. But I think this 75.80 is in play. And honestly, it's still going to be cheap at 75. It just had so much bearishness around it. Bitcoin struggling at the 90. And let's see here. Oh yeah, look at this. Still dropping on these indices here. Although you're consolidating now. Microsoft is consolidating, Google's consolidating down, Apple not quite yet. Nvidia is trying to sneak back up. Lyft, although it hasn't moved. I mean, after it had its earnings move, it's been pretty much sideways around the $18. Ubiquity's down 0.5%. And just see what the biggest movers are right now. Let's see. So, well, Palantir, short Qs, the triple short Qs are doing the best. DJT is actually up. DJ Tizzle. And wow, Disney 3.5%. Enphase still just sitting at about 2.3. Tesla 218. Oculus Space, Spirit, Applied Material. Applied Material recovered a little bit. Trade Desk is just bleeding out. I wonder if Disney said something about Trade Desk. And then I'm gonna go. Kevin, do you run your channel by yourself or do you have a team? Outside of shorts, I do it all. So the research, what I find is if I don't do the research, like somebody can give me a topic suggestion, but if I don't do the research, I don't actually deeply understand the topic, and then I just can't talk about it. I can't bring myself to make a video about it. Like I don't do just like read a script or whatever. Like when all my videos, first of all, I don't think I almost never do scripts, but they're just like little bullet point outlines. Like yesterday, you should watch it, but I did a 30-minute video on 10 investments for the recession, if you want. And I'll have ChatGPT quickly count my word count on it, just so you could see what so it's a 29-minute video, right? And my notes for it were how many words in this picture? It's like a little concept map. How can you not do it? I cannot view or analyze the image directly. You suck. I just uploaded the picture. Sometimes I feel like the GPT stuff, like, I don't know, I still got to work out some of these user flow and kinks, but whatever. It's not many is the point. Okay, let's do one more look at 117 words. That was it. 117 words. And how many words does a 29-minute video? How many words does a 29-minute video have with someone who speaks slightly faster than average? I think I speak slightly faster. I think that's fair to say. Usually 170 words per minute. So a 29-minute video would have about 5,000 words. Wow. Yeah. So words as a percentage of video content, about 3%. Sounds about right. So put a trend range at the top of 820 and 930 and use that line for a bounce today. 820, 930. All right, let's see what you got here. All right. Oh, my purple line's a Fibby. Oh, that's why. 820. 820 was 225 and 930. 255 over there. Oh, you're saying sort of a trend line. Let's see here. Trend line. 820. Yeah, I see what you're doing. That's a nice looking trend. Okay. So I'm going to start by calling it gray for trash. And then this is a little rudimentary what I did. So just slapping it together basically. There it is. 313. Oh, that is interesting. That gives you a nice little barrier here. So that's actually a diagonal line that's right here that is sort of becoming this little additional floor. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like it. Thank you. Your line has been stolen. That's like the longest delay ever to a reaction. Somebody's begging for super micro. It's falling, bro. It's going down, dog. Ooh, it's still going down on the queues. No. Anyway, make sure to get your life insurance in as little as 5 minutes. metkevin.com/life. If you're gonna buy a Tesla, you can go to metkevin.com. That's 1E. metkevin.com/Tesla, and you can get your Tesla referral link. Oh, what's the breaking news?
Now, this is September business inventories, which means it's the last month of the third quarter, and we were expecting a number up 2/10. Comes in a bit light, up 1/10. That's actually the weakest inventory build on a monthly basis going all the way back to March when it was a negative 1/10. So this won't be kicking in any additional horsepower to the GDP number, and it does underscore that we want to pay close attention for inventories to see how many widgets we're making, what it does for GDP, but maybe ultimately the best litmus test is if there's buyers for all the inventory. We've had a huge jump, as Sarah pointed out, in rates. Pre-data this morning, pre-8:30 Eastern, we're at 431 on a 2. It's now at 435, up 10 on the week, unchanged on the day. Pre-data, the 10s were at 443. They're currently at 448. They touch 4.5. They're up 4 on the day. And get this, they're up nearly 20 basis points on the week. Sarah, back to you.
Yeah, it's a big jump. Thank you, Rick. Rick Santelli. To hit retail sales today, this is obviously an important one. And we did get a 0.4% jump month over month. I mean, remember, it's unadjusted for inflation, but it still paints a picture of a pretty resilient and healthy consumer. Also upwardly revised 0.8% gain in September. So it was less than September, but September was better, and October is not so bad. 8 of the 13 categories that breaks down into retail sales posted increases. Electronics and appliance stores, very strong in the month with a more than 2% rise. Motor vehicle and parts dealers, so jump in autos as well. Food services and drinking. This is the only services part of the entire retail sales. Everything else is goods. Watch it closely because that's been a hot part of the economy. Still going strong. Building materials. This is, again, just the monthly jumps. As far as not where the spending is not happening, that actually saw declines, the miscellaneous store retails, furniture and home. No surprise there. Heard from Home Depot CEO on Squawk today. That's been a weak spot. Health and personal care and sporting goods and hobby stores. So if you add it all up, a lot of people look at the control group, which feeds into the government calculation of GDP in terms of spending. That actually decreased 0.1% for October. So that is a notable step down. And we'll see that in terms of the GDP expectations. But overall, nothing really to worry about as far as the consumer and as far as the Fed, which we know is trying to walk this fine line between squashing inflation once and for all and bringing it down to the 2% target without wrecking the economy. Don't think there's anything in here that would sway them one way or another. We did hear from Fed Chair Powell yesterday, speaking at this event, which really moved the market as far as his more willingness to sound like he may be moving toward a pause. Listen for yourself.
With labor market conditions in rough balance and inflation expectations well anchored, I expect inflation to continue to come down toward our 2% objective, albeit on a sometimes bumpy path. The economy is not sending any signals that we need to be in a hurry to lower rates. The strength we're currently seeing in the economy gives us the ability to approach our decisions carefully.
It was that line there at the end. And then he went on to say it may be the case that we slow the pace of what we're doing that led the market to really change the way it priced December from, I don't know, it was almost 80% odds that they'd cut in December to then now we're in the high 50% odds, depending on which swaps market you look at. But less chance of a cut in December, which I've been saying, if you look at the data, and I know Austin Goolsbee, Chicago Fed president, was on this morning saying we're still restrictive. It's harder to make a case of the Fed being too restrictive, given the economic data has been good. Rates are moving higher in conjunction with that. And the inflation numbers, while they do show progress, have also shown signs of stickiness and stubbornness in places like core inflation.
Right.
Now it looks like we have CPI and PPI, David. We're going to get PCE next, which is what they pay attention to. It looks like we're tracking for a 0.3% increase in core PCE, which is not as good as 0.2, which is where it was.
Rick mentioned the 20 basis point move or so in the 10-year. I mean, we touched 4.5%, largely due to what? Those comments or beyond that?
Well, those comments fueled it further. It's a combo of better economic data, better economic outlook on Trump's election victory, fewer rate cuts priced into 2025, and a little bit firmer core inflation numbers. And then Powell's comments were icing on the cake. And if you add all that up, it amounts to a picture where the Fed doesn't need to cut as much, where there's potentially more inflationary worries, but also a firmer economy that we're looking at. And that's been the story. Look at here's the chart of the moment right now, okay? This is from Bank of America, Michael Hartnett note, U.S. stocks versus the rest of the world. That's the relative chart there. And look at, this is what the U.S. exceptionalism looks like right now as far as money flowing into the U.S. Now, the other two circles there are bubble periods, which is not to say we're in a bubble now. It's just to say we've surpassed U.S. exceptionalism during the internet bubble and the Nifty 50 bubble. And look at where we are on a relative performance. You wonder why the dollar's strengthening, why the money's pouring in. That's
Hartnett's point is that you sell U.S. hubris, as he puts it, and you buy
humiliation.
U.S. humiliation. The question is, it's hard to call when the humiliating moment comes.
Because look how far we've surpassed these other levels. I think it's just a reflection of the mood right now. And the only other chart.
You monitor how often people say exceptionalism, and maybe that's what you put into your data set. And the more they say it,
it's like
the more you.
Well, the stock 600's up.
All right. I mean, interesting commentary. It sort of reiterates a lot of what we've seen and heard and have been talking about this idea of, all right, Fed wants to go slower. Cool. That's great. But you realize we're also hurting the outlook for the economy here. And that's not good, because the more restrictive you guys are for longer, the higher the chance is that you're just frankly well overdoing it. And it's very bad. So with that, I mean, if we look at what's going on with Qs right now, you're actually falling. You're starting to lose some of these movements over here. Let's see here. Yeah, take a look at this. You're now down 160, which isn't great on the Qs, and then you're starting to lose that line a little bit over on Tesla as well, which isn't great, but not a horrible surprise. The other issue you face here is what else? Enfys, Disney, Palantir. I want to see. I'm looking for the megs. Okay, you're getting yields coming up a little. Bonds. Okay, look at Spirit. I know there were a lot of people wanting to buy the dip there on Spirit, but you got a little oopsie doopsie over here. Look at this. So this is what I wanted to find. Look at Meta. So, here's a company that's investing massively into artificial intelligence. They are investing heavily into, enthusiasm around the future and future profitability for AI and their own large language models, the cheaper Meta Quest, blah, blah, blah. This stock capped out about a month ago. I think it was that. Let me see here. Let's just go to the hour chart and let's find the peak. It was like 605, right? Yeah, okay, 609 actually. So look at that. You're at 609 is the, it was sort of your peak here on Meta. And you peaked out just about a week before the election. And so, you've been rotating down since then, which, is not fantastic. You are getting a little stuck, and I'm kind of curious, frankly, to see, when are we going to see some actual movement again to the upside on these? Yeah, this is the consolidation you're sort of looking at here, so not fantastic, but we'll watch it. I mean, it's also possible that you have this idea that these would have maybe done better under a democratic regime. I don't know. I mean, you got the opportunity for them to do a lot more mergers and acquisitions now. So I think for a big company like Meta, it's probably more balanced outlook. But the big issue that you're facing is just how much red you have right now. And again, the self-fulfilling nature of markets moving down. In the Alpha report this morning, in addition to saying I thought Tesla was going to go to 318, which it did, I also said that if we break 500 on the NASDAQ, that sounds like you're on a plane, 500. Anyway, if you break 500, I think you're on your way to 493. And the problem with that sort of drop is you're going to be in a place of fear creation, right? You end up, okay, oh, now it's time to take profits. Oh no, things are really weakening now, right? And it's going to be really interesting. So I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. So, anywho, those are my takes. It does make me a little nervous. I still think, like, I'm curious if you bought the dip on TLT, what that looks like right now. So, TLT, if you go for a Jan 26 contract, I want to run this scenario here, and then we'll go to the course live. Buy it at let's see here. Buy calls. Then you can go out of the money a little bit. Or honestly, just go in the money or at the money. Yeah, it's fine. Go $90. So buy, let's see. Well, I'll look at what out of the money runs as well. So just an example here. Let's throw this up on screen. If I'm right, which I think I will be, but obviously, it's entirely possible that I'm wrong. I mean, so far it's looked like I'm wrong. Theta decay doesn't matter if as much if you end up being right here, because I think the the difference will be somewhere around 8% in terms of how much money you make if this ends up being right. But if you buy an at the money TLT call, let's say you buy 100 of them, it's 60 grand right now, right? And this ends up running to what I think it will, and I'll show you why I think that. I think we're going to have a very dirty recession, and it's going to be extremely difficult for the Federal Reserve to stimulate. Watch my recession video on recession investments, and you'll see why. What you're going to find here is we ran all the way up to 160 when we started QE and we're basically printing. I think 140 is like easy mode, although you could stretch to 160 on TLT. So call it 140 for recession scenario, right? Okay, so if you go and I'll put 160 up. So in that example, 160 10x's $60,000 on bonds, dude. On bonds, it's a 10x. And the theta decay is like nothing because you're so far in the money at that point. It just doesn't matter. Now, obviously, if it goes down, we go to 5% or something like that because there's a second wave of inflation. You're just going to lose your money. It's going to suck. You'll be down 50%, then you'll be down 80% or whatever. I mean, there are downside risks, obviously. Like people could be worried about Trump causing inflation, which they are right now, right? And I think that's why this has an interesting payout. Now, what's interesting is if I now go out of the money, and let's say I go to 110, or sorry, let me go to 100. Okay, 100 is just back to where we were right when the Fed cut 50, and so now I'm going to double my options. So I'm going to get twice as many options at 100, and now with that same range, I could take $63,000. And if this thesis plays out, I double my money at 130 as opposed to, all the way up at 160. And I basically, what is that? Sorry, no, I don't double I 10x my money. I 20x my money if you go all the way euphoric in deep recession to 160. Now, another thing you could do is they have 2027s now. So watch this. They have the 2027s. They're a little more expensive, but if I go, yeah, they're like twice as expensive for the time. But, you know, if I go grab 110s, I'll get 200 for the 110s. And then we have that same upside. Go to 140 to be probably more realistic. Yeah, you're 10x at that point. The difference is you have more time. You get a whole nother year. So, you know, if it happens, it's still a pretty good return. It's not as much as the 2026ers, and you buy yourself a whole nother year. It's interesting to me. I mean, honestly, you know, the 2026ers or 27s, you know, they've performed like absolute dog shit, frankly, over the last 2 months. But frankly, that also kind of makes it somewhat desirable to go, okay, have we hit the bottom? So anyway, I might buy. I might actually just buy the dip on those, like ASAP. Anyway, I'll let y'all know in the course member live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I love y'all. If you haven't gotten the alpha report, make sure to go to meetkevin.com/alpha. And honest belief that TLT will go to 140 with or without a recession. Maybe. Somebody says we lost 500 accused. That's bad. Oh, you're right. No. Yeah. 493 is in play, boys and girls. Dang it. Dude, TLT 89. I'm probably going to do it. Fudge. It's so desirable. Anyway, thanks for being here, folks. I love y'all. I gotta go. I'm gonna go to the course member live stream. I'm gonna make another coffee first, then I'm gonna go to the course member live stream. Goodbye. Good luck. I don't know why I'm not pressing end. Go watch Jewer. Go watch some Rust. Get away from this dirty red market. Bye, love you.